Okay, so I'm Ben Mossman. I'm a mining engineer. I've worked in 7 underground producing mines. I'm the CEO of Rise Gold Corp. And Rise trades in Canada on the CSE, RISE, and then in the United States, RY. This presentation contains forward-looking statements. So our only asset is the Idaho-Maryland Gold Project. It's in Nevada County, California. And the Idaho-Maryland Gold Mine is a mine. It was a major past producer. It produced 2.4 million ounces of gold at an average head grade of a half ounce per ton. And when it was shut down by the U.S. government in World War II, it was the largest gold producer by annual production in California and the second largest in the entire United States. So it was a very large mine. It was averaging 121,000 ounces of gold a year when it was shut down. And it was allowed to reopen after the war, but because the gold price was fixed at $35 an ounce and the cost inflation, of course, very high, the production was limited. They went down to about 50,000 ounces of gold a year, waiting for the government to raise the price of gold, which they thought should be $75, which obviously didn't happen, which resulted in the mine closing down in 1956, and nothing had been done since then. So we owned 100%. There's no royalties on the project. So Rise Gold Corp has 22 million shares issued and outstanding. Fully diluted is 34 million. Our largest shareholder is the Amount of Gold. They own 12% of the company. Trading around 68 cents. It's a bit higher in the last couple of days. 75, 80 cents Canadian. So about $15 million Canadian and about $11 million US. So there's 2 parts of the Idaho-Maryland mine. The Idaho mine is the highest grade part of the mine. It produced 1.6 million ounces at an grade of 28 grams per ton. And then the Brunswick mine, which is adjacent to it, it's similar but different vein sets, produced 793,000 ounces of gold at an average head grade of 9.3 grams per ton. So that total is the 2.4 million ounces. And when we're talking about the mill head grade, that's the grade of the material that was fed into the mill. So we have all the metallurgical records and records from the gold that was sent to the mint. So that's the actual head grade of the mill. That's not a resource grade. That's after the dilution, any problems that would occur in mining. That's what actually was achieved by this mine. So extremely high grade. When we first bought the project, we thought because of the way it was shut down, there should be more gold left below the mine. And one thing that really got us interested in and enticed us to buy the project was that in 1942, when it was closed, it was doing 1,000 tons per day, and they had planned to increase the throughput to 2,000 tons per day. So they had a brand new head frame built, a new plant. They were going to sink the shaft down to 5,000 feet, and they got to 3,400 before it was shut down. But they were only mining at 1,600 feet. So they obviously thought that there was going to be a lot more mining to be done. And so we tested that theory. We drilled 19 holes below the historic mining areas. We started out, right below it at 1,600 foot level, stepped down further, and then started drilling its Idaho veins. And so these are the best core that we've hit. But you can hit very high grade, coarse visible gold and quartz from surface. And these are deep holes. These are 3,000 foot plus long holes. So it really says a lot about what could be the potential of this deposit. I won't go over the drilling intercepts in detail, but there's a lot of good drill intervals were put out over the last couple of years. We started the Brunswick, our 12 grams per ton over 15 meters. We drilled one hole past 6,000 feet down. Hit 2 veins down below. That would be over 1 kilometer below where they stopped mining. Our best interval to date, 149 grams over 6.8 meters, including a section that grade is 64 ounces a ton over 1.5 feet. A key part of this project that's really important is that it's on private land. So it's a rare mineral property where all the mineral rights and the surface land is held privately. So it's fee simple, private land. And the importance of that is that in California, the county is the lead agency with the discretionary authority to approve the mine. So it's not California state. So there's local concerns and local benefits, but it's entirely a local issue. And the county government is the only authority that has discretionary authority to allow mining to resume. So since last summer, our focus has been entirely on the use permit to allow the mine to reopen. We applied in November, and that use permit is for all the activities to restore it to its previous throughput when it was closed at 1,000 tons per day. So it includes dewatering, ground mining, processing on surface to produce gold concentrates. This is an isometric view of the mine. So the gold is what are the areas that have been mined. The red is the projections down dip. And so we've drilled enough holes to calculate a mineral resource, but there is quite a bit of information to be able to at least make a projection of where those veins should be. And then each of those shapes, we have at least one hole drilled into it to give some more confirmation that these veins do continue to depth. This project has an existing shaft that goes down to 3,400 feet. So all the proposed buildings are on the Brunswick site centered around that shaft. We would reuse that shaft. And because it's a shaft mine in an underground mine, the surface disturbance is quite small. And so there's an existing site where those buildings would go, and the shaft it's a historic sawmill site. It's an industrial zoned area. And so there's very limited impacts, and we have done a number of technical studies, quite a few, spent over $1 million on technical work alone. And those studies show that there should be no significant environmental impacts after mitigation. And the next step of that is for the county. The county basically takes over. They hire their own consultants and independently peer review those studies and write the environmental impact report to document what the impacts could be, and then it moves through that process. So the estimated time to approval is about 8 to 12 months from today. Right now, the county's consultant is preparing the draft environmental impact report, and so that report we expect could be done by around August or September. The report is done, and it'll go through all the different environmental issues, and that will be provided to the public for public comments. So there's a 45-day public comment period. The public and other agencies can provide their comments on the project. Once those comments are received, the county and its consultants reviews all the comments. It has to answer every comment that's made. It would answer them, address any concerns. If there was concerns that weren't addressed in the report, they would make modifications to that report. And once that's done, it becomes the final environmental impact report, which goes to the government in public hearings. So first to the Planning Commission and then to the Board of Supervisors. And so there's 5 elected officials who are in Nevada County. You need a majority of the elected supervisors to vote yes to approve the project. So Rise market cap is about 50 million Canadian. Of that, we own $4 million US in industrial zone surface real estate. So the market really, it doesn't assign a lot of value to the Idaho-Maryland, certainly less than we assign it. And so the use permit, we think that there's a high chance for approval because it's the impacts are very low. The benefits, of course, are very high. So this is a good project, not only for this local area, but also for Rise Gold. We've shown that these veins do continue. We've also shown with the drilling that you can hit very high grade gold values from surface with drill core. And so that use purpose of progress, it's going to be a major milestone. It could be done within the next 12 months. So it's a lot going on. It took a lot to get to this stage, and the time is getting shorter every day. So It's great. Thanks a lot, Jay.